All right, let's get right after it. 3.537 review, talking slope, slope-intercept, standard form, graphing, writing equations, parallel, perpendicular. Let's do this. All right, so I'm going to go into a little different view. Be a little easier to see here. Let me kind of extend this box up. All right, so working on the very first one, number one, find the slope of each line. Well, remember, the slope is the change in y over the change in x. So it's the height, the vertical over the horizontal. So this line is going up to the right, so it's positive. Looks like we're going up 3 blocks. We're going right 4 blocks. So our slope is positive 3/4. Next one, slope, we're dropping from left to right. So I know it's negative. Vertical change of 3, horizontal change of 1. So negative 3 over 1, which is just negative 3. All right, moving right along. 3 and 4, find the slope of the line through a pair of points. You'll notice I picked points that are hard to graph because I wanted you to be able to do them algebraically. A couple different ways. I know some of you like to use this little slope slide method. Slope slide. So I got that going on, and these are the x's, these are the y's. So you kind of bring this down and then cut hard, and that forces you to keep these two numbers on top. So I have a negative 9, subtract negative 12. And when I do my x's on the bottom, negative 2, subtract negative 15. Or you can use your calculator, or we never subtract, we add the opposite. So that would be 3. We add the opposite, that would be 13. Final answer, 3 over 13. All right, next one. I'll do this one a little different. I normally don't make the slope slide. I know that this is an x and a y, and this is an x and a y. So I just go y minus y over x minus x. And it's the same thing. Don't subtract, add the opposite. Don't subtract, add the opposite. That is a negative 28 all over a negative 7. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, and that just comes out to be 4. All right, what's next? 5 and 6, can we graph some lines? Sure, we can graph some lines. Slope-intercept form is the form we're in right now. I'm just calling it SI. Remember, it's y equals mx plus b. My starting point is always this back constant. This is the y-intercept. So that's my starting point. So I need to start out at a positive 1. All right. Well, then the slope tells me whether I'm going up and to the right. Remember, if it's positive slope, we're going up and right. If it's a negative slope, we're going down and right. So I look at this one. My slope is 2, and it's a positive 2. I like to make it as a fraction and just put 2 over 1. So I know that I got to go over 1. So I'm going up 2 over 1, 2 over 1, 2 over 1, 2 over 1, 2 over 1. Done. All right, next one. I start at the y-intercept. Boom, that's my b. Up 2. Then from there, again, this is a whole number, so I'm going to put a 1 under it. It's negative, so I'm going down and right. Remember, this is my m part, my slope. Down 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1. Back it on up. Done. Next. Number 7 and number 8. All right. So same idea, just a little more practice. Crossing at positive 2. Negative means I go down and right. Down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. 1, right 2. Boom, boom. Next one. Oh, this is a tough one. This one cannot be written in slope-intercept form. There's no y. So when there's no y and it's just x equals 5, there is no slope and there is no y-intercept. Well, the only way you can not have a y-intercept means you never cross the y line, which means you are parallel to y. So I'm going to go on the x-axis to 5, and this is the line x equals 5. Now, if they would have given you one like this, if they would have said, hey, how about y equals 5? That's actually slope-intercept form. You just interpret it as 0x plus 5. So if I had to graph that one, I would cross at 5, but a slope of 0, that means I'm horizontal. I'm completely flat. So this wasn't the problem, but I put it in there just in case. All right, might show up on the test. You never know. So now we're going into standard form. All right, I know it's standard form because x and y are on the same side. So what I want to do is I want to switch it from standard form and I want to go into slope-intercept form because it's so easy to graph in slope-intercept. And that basically just says, hey, solve for y. Get y all by itself, isolate it. So let's do this. We have x minus y equals negative 5. First step in getting that y all alone is subtract the x from both sides. Subtract the x. And these will go away, and I'll have negative y, which I don't really want, but I'll fix that here in a second. I like to put the x term in the front and the y-intercept at the back. But I need positive y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everybody by a negative 1, or divide everybody by a negative 1. And really all that's going to do is just change everybody's sign. All right, so there would be my slope-intercept form. So now I can see really easily that, hey, that's my b, that's my y-intercept, way down here. And then my slope, there's no number there, so when there's no number, we pretend it's a 1, and it's positive, so we're going up and right, 1 to 1, 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 1 to 1. There she is. All right, next one, I'll talk less, work more. 3x plus 5y equals 5. Move the 3x to both sides. You're gone. Negative 3x in the front, positive 5 in the rear. Divide everybody by 5. Everybody by 5. And I get y equals negative 3/5 x. 5 divided by 5 is just 1. So now we have a y-intercept. Boom. Slope is negative, so I'm going down and to the right. Down 3 over 5. Back it on up 3 over 5, just to get a nice further point. And there it is. All right, keep on going. 11 and 12. Now we got to do some writing. So this one, it actually looks like I get to leave it in slope-intercept form, which is sweet. Well, hell, they give me the slope. They give me the y-intercept. So y equals mx plus b. You know, this is where the m goes. This is where the b goes. And they give me both of those things. So that one was pretty straightforward. Next one, I got to go through that point with that slope. So to get slope-intercept form, I know I need y equals mx plus b. And this time they gave me m. I have the slope. So I'm going to stick that negative 8 in there. But they did not give me the y-intercept. So I'm missing this b. I need to solve for that b. So here's where we're going to solve for b. And to do that, we got to plug in x and y. So remember, this is an x, this is a y. So let's just substitute those values in. So I'm going to go 5 equals a negative 8x. And then I have the plus b still, just chilling. And I rock that out. 5 equals 16 plus b. To get the b by itself, I have minus 16, minus 16. And it looks like b is negative 11. So I now have all the ingredients I need. I know the slope. I know the b. So let's just finish it off. Y equals mx. And there's my b. Final answer, negative 8x minus 11. Boom. Keep on moving. 13, 14. Slope-intercept form. This one's a little tougher because I don't give you either one. You know, we need y equals mx plus b, and I didn't give you the m or the b. So we got to find the slope. All right. So to find our slope, remember, it's y minus y. And then it's x minus x. Well, 1 minus a negative 3, that's 4. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So it looks like my m equals 4. So I got myself a starter equation. Y equals 4x plus b. I do the same thing I did on the last problem. I'm going to substitute in. I like positive numbers, so I'm going to bring this 1 right here. I'm going to bring this x right there. And I get 1 equals 4 times 2 plus b. 1 equals 8 plus b minus 8 minus 8. And I get b equals negative 7. If I'm going too fast, just go in the YouTube settings and slow me down. Put me at 0.75 or 0.5. So I got m, I got b. Let's just write it as a final answer. Y equals mx b. Boom, slope-intercept form, done. All right, next one. Write slope-intercept form. So I'm like, all right, I got y equals mx plus b. I got to do it. I don't explicitly tell you the slope or the y-intercept, but I do give you a clue. I say we need to be parallel to this dude. So that to be parallel, I got to have the same slope as this guy. So they actually did tell me the m. The m is 5. They just didn't come right out and tell me, but they kind of told me. So I got y equals 5x plus something. I now got to plug the point in they give me. Put that there and put that there. So a negative 4 equals 5 times negative 1 plus b. Negative 4 equals negative 5 plus b. Add 5, and you get b equals 1. So I have my b, I have my m. Let's finish it. Y equals mx plus b. Boom. And we're chugging right along. Let's see what we got. Probably some standard forms coming up. Another slope-intercept form. So I got to be perpendicular to this one. Very similar to the last problem, except for when I got to be perpendicular, I look at this slope, but I got to make 2 changes. I got to change the sign. You know, this one is negative, so my m has to be positive. And then I have to flip it, reciprocal. So flip 2 over 3 to 3 over 2. So my m's got to be 3/2. So we have y equals positive 3/2 x plus b. Should be old hat by now. Got to stick my points in here. So negative 2 equals 3/2 times a negative 4. I'll put a 1 under there and make it a little easier to multiply. Plus b. So that's a negative 2 equals, well, that's negative 12 divided by 2 plus b, which is negative 2 equals negative 6 when you divide it out. Add 6, add 6. It looks like my b is 4. So I got my b, I got my m. Let's finish her off. Y equals mx plus b. Final answer. Done. Now here I got to look at the directions. I got to be like, oh crap, standard form. So remember, standard form is written as ax plus by equals c. The big thing are x and y are on the left, numbers are on the right. But I can't start off in that form. I still got to keep doing exactly what I've been doing. I got to do slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form, they give me my m. So I'm at y equals mx plus b. I plug in my y, stick my y here, put my x there. 2 equals a negative 2/5 times 5. I'm going to put 5 over 1 plus b. So that's 2 equals, well, 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5. So 10 over 5 is just 2. So that's a negative 2 plus b. To solve, add 2, and we get b equals 4. So I have an m, I have a b. Not so fast, though. I got more work to do because I can't just put it in slope-intercept form and be done. So I'm going to erase some things. I now know that the b here is 4. So I'm going to go back up. And now we got to convert into the proper form. So that was quite a bit of extra work here. Now we just got to get in standard form. Standard form cannot have any fractions. So I need to clear this 5 out of here. So the opposite of divide by 5 is multiply everybody by 5. Everybody by 5. That'll clear out that fraction. So I'll have 5y equals, these will cancel, negative 2x plus 20. Oh, we're so close to standard form, but I got to get the x term on the left. So do the opposite to both sides. That'll wipe it out on the right-hand side. And it is now chilling over here on the left-hand side. And we are beautifully in standard form. SF. So we're good to go. All right. What do we got now? Number 17. And that's it. Number 17. All right, let's do this. Maybe I'll show you an alternate method I showed you guys in class. We are going to cheat by graphing on this one. So I just want to show you a little cheat. Save yourself a bunch of algebra on some problems. So let's try to graph this. Let's just put a big old grid. And I got to go negative 1, 5, and 2, 3. So let me put some tick marks in here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I picked 7. I just kind of did. But sometimes you got to go bigger or smaller. But you'll have graph paper, so don't sweat it. So let's just put these dots on here. So 2, 3. When x is 2 and y is 3, that's living right here. Maybe I'll do fat dots. There's 2, 3. And negative 1, 5. Left 1, up 5. Well, that is right here. All right. So it looks like, let's just count these. It looks like we are dropping 2, and then we're going over 1, 2, 3. So I have a line cutting through, and this one looks kind of weird. Because I can't really just cheat and look at my intercept. Well, I ran into a bit of an issue. You can't cheat all problems. Because when I connect these two with my line, my y-intercept is not a nice number. It's a fraction. So you can usually cheat most of these problems. This one, it just didn't cross at the right spot. So doggone it. We can't cheat the graph. I got to do algebra. I apologize. So what do we need? Well, we need to start off in slope-intercept form. And I need m and I need b. So let's go for m. Let's go for the slope. It's y minus y, x minus x. And that's going to be 2 over, don't subtract, add the opposite. So 2 over negative 3. So my slope is negative 2/3. So y equals negative 2/3 x plus b. Choose a point. This point looks somewhat friendly to me. There's no negatives there. So 3 equals negative 2 over 3 times 2. And this is why we ran into an issue, because I get a fraction here. Doggone it. So that's a negative 4/3 plus b. I'm going to add 4/3 to both sides, or right now we could clear the fraction. Maybe I'll just show you that. Let's just get rid of that fraction for the moment and solve it. So that's 9 equals a -4 plus 3b. Add 4. So we have 3b equals 13, divide. So it looks like b equals 13 over 3. That is why I couldn't cheat it, because I had a weird b, 4 and a little bit. So this b actually was 13 over 3, but I would never know that just by looking at the picture. So hey, I have a b, I have an m. Let's just try to get it in the right standard form now. Shouldn't be too tough. So y equals mx plus b. Well, standard form says no fractions. So for the second time, we're going to try to clear this doggone fraction out. I'll have 3y equals -2x plus 13. And last move, we got to ship him over to the other side by adding 2x, 2x plus 3y equals 13. Sorry about that. I thought I could put the cheat in there, but the cheat has limitations. It doesn't work all the time. All right, hopefully this review helps you out, gets you ready for the test. See you.